What if the untold stories of World War II heroes were hiding in plain sight? From ordinary men thrust into battle to daring escapes and psychological battles at sea, these films uncover the emotional, physical, and strategic toll of war. What makes these stories so powerful isn't just the combat, but the human spirit that refuses to break. Prepare to dive deep into these forgotten classics, where courage and sacrifice echo through every frame. Ready to see history from a new perspective? Let's explore. The Way Ahead, 1944. In a time when the world was plunged into chaos, The Way Ahead captured the essence of what it meant to be a soldier in World War II. The film follows a group of ordinary British men who are conscripted into the army and must undergo the brutal transformation into soldiers. What sets it apart is its raw and realistic portrayal of the psychological toll of military life. Each character begins as a civilian, full of doubts and fears, but as the harsh reality of war sets in, they evolve into a cohesive fighting force. The film is often hailed as one of the most honest depictions of conscription, reflecting the true experiences of ordinary men thrust into extraordinary circumstances. Critics have long praised its authenticity, and Winston Churchill himself called it a truest portrayal of the citizen soldier. This is not just a war film. It's a window into the transformation of human beings under pressure, the forging of steel from fragile iron. It explores the costs of duty, friendship, and the loss of innocence, an ever-relevant narrative that rings true with any generation thrust into conflict. In Which We Serve, 1942. If any film perfectly encapsulates the sacrifice and heroism of the British Navy, it's In Which We Serve. Co-directed by Noel Coward and David Lean, this movie is not merely a tale of military action, it's a profound exploration of the human cost of war. The plot centers around a British destroyer and its crew as they face danger at sea, but the true genius of the film lies in its intimate portrayal of the men behind the uniforms. Their lives before the war, their personal struggles, and their relationships are all laid bare. It's not just the glory of battle that is captured here, but the emotional core of what it means to risk everything for a cause greater than oneself. What sets In Which We Serve apart is its authenticity. Coward, who also stars in the film, brought his own experiences into the narrative. The emotional weight is staggering, and its portrayal of the crew's unity and sacrifice resonates deeply. It's a deeply human war story, one that reflects the cost of service on both a personal and national level. The emotional impact lingers long after the credits roll, reminding us that even in the face of war, it is the bonds we form with one another that define us. The Colditz Story, 1955. When you think of World War II escape films, The Colditz Story stands out as one of the most thrilling and suspenseful entries in the genre. Based on the real-life experiences of British POWs in the infamous Colditz Castle, this film is a masterclass in tension, teamwork, and psychological endurance. Colditz, a supposed escape-proof fortress, becomes the ultimate test of willpower as a group of British prisoners works together, using their ingenuity and resourcefulness to plot their daring escape. But it's not just about the escape, it's about the mental toll of being held captive in a place that feels like the end of the world. The prisoners are not just fighting the Germans, they're fighting the despair of confinement, the constant surveillance, and the looming sense of defeat. What makes the Colditz Story so captivating is its focus on the human element of escape. Every detail of the planning, every risk taken, and every small victory feels monumental. The film highlights how, even in the most brutal of circumstances, the indomitable human spirit will always find a way to survive. Colditz was a symbol of German oppression, but in the end, it was also the place where the courage of a few men stood defiantly against the might of their captors. The Wooden Horse, 1950. There are few escape stories as intricate and daring as the one portrayed in The Wooden Horse. This film dives deep into the true story of 3 British POWs who, while imprisoned in the infamous Stalag Luft 3, used nothing but their wits to escape captivity. What makes this film so compelling is not just the audacity of the escape, but the meticulous detail in how it was planned and executed. The prisoners, determined to escape, built a wooden horse as a cover for their tunnel, a plan so clever that it remains a legend among POW escape stories. The film is a brilliant exercise in suspense, meticulously balancing the tension of the prisoners' desperate circumstances with the slow burn buildup of their audacious plot. The real genius of The Wooden Horse is its focus on the minutiae of escape, from the painstaking process of digging the tunnel under the nose of the guards to the emotional toll it takes on the men involved. It's a slow, deliberate film, but every moment of the tension-filled narrative grips you. The painstaking detail with which the film portrays the escape effort is what makes it so impressive, offering viewers a chance to understand the intelligence, patience, and resourcefulness required to break free from a seemingly inescapable prison. It's a tale of perseverance, ingenuity, and the undying hope of freedom, and it remains a testament to the courage of the human spirit in the face of dire adversity. Went the day well? 1942. Imagine waking up one morning to find your quiet, rural village overrun by enemy forces. This is the chilling premise of Went the Day Well, a film that taps into the raw fear and resilience of ordinary civilians when confronted with war. In this haunting what-if scenario, a group of German paratroopers infiltrates a small English village, disguised as British soldiers. What follows is a nail-biting, tense story of resistance and survival as the villagers fight back against their invaders. The film cleverly flips the usual wartime narrative, focusing not on soldiers, but on the civilians who are often forgotten in war stories. It explores the deep emotional and psychological effects of being occupied, capturing the terrifying realization that home can no longer be a sanctuary. Yet what's truly striking about Went the Day Well is its depiction of the civilians' courage, how they are forced to step into roles they never imagined, fighting back with every ounce of resourcefulness they can muster. The film is both a terrifying what-if and a powerful testament to the resilience of ordinary people caught in the crossfire of a global conflict. The way the villagers band together, despite fear and confusion, offers a sense of hope even in the darkest moments. It's a timeless story of strength in the face of overwhelming odds, reminding us that in times of war, courage can come from the most unexpected places. Fires Were Started, 1943. Fires Were Started is not just a film about the London Blitz. It's a raw, immersive glimpse into the heart of wartime Britain. This docudrama chronicles the lives of London firefighters as they battle both the fires set by enemy bombers and the internal fires of exhaustion, fear, and despair. The film is widely regarded as one of the most realistic and emotionally gripping depictions of the British home front during World War II. What sets Fires Were Started apart is its almost documentary-like authenticity. There are no heroic speeches or dramatic set pieces, just the relentless, back-breaking work of the firefighters as they fight to save lives and homes while under constant threat of attack. The film's portrayal of these unsung heroes is deeply human, capturing both the physical and emotional toll of their work. We witness them as they endure constant bombardment, risking their lives not just for the city, but for each other. It's a film that speaks to the harsh realities of the Blitz. There's no romanticizing here, only the stark, sometimes brutal, reality of war. The emotional depth comes from watching these men endure unimaginable stress and loss, yet still push forward. Fires Were Started is a tribute to those who remained on the front lines of the home front, where courage wasn't measured by medals but by the willingness to face the inferno without hesitation. It's a sobering, yet deeply moving portrayal of resilience and solidarity in the face of devastation. The Cruel Sea, 1943. The Battle of the Atlantic is often overshadowed by the larger land campaigns of World War II, but The Cruel Sea brings its harrowing intensity into sharp focus. This film is not just a naval battle story. It's a profound examination of the psychological toll war takes on those who wage it. Set aboard a British escort vessel tasked with protecting convoys from the relentless onslaught of German U-boats, the film delves deeply into the lives of the crew, their fears, and their growing sense of isolation. The film doesn't just focus on the external danger of enemy submarines. It explores the internal pressures of leadership, the unbearable tension of constant vigilance, and the toll that long stretches at sea take on the men's mental and emotional well-being. The realism of The Cruel Sea lies in its portrayal of how war dehumanizes and breaks those who fight it, not just physically, but psychologically. The men aboard the ship are portrayed as deeply flawed yet resilient, struggling with fear, guilt, and personal demons as they try to stay afloat in a world that seems intent on pulling them under. The film's unflinching look at the horror of warfare at sea is matched only by its sensitivity to the emotional cost of battle. Unlike many war films that glorify combat, The Cruel Sea shows us the raw, painful reality of war, where the greatest battle is often with oneself. It's a chilling, gripping film, showing the true cost of sacrifice and survival, and stands as one of the most poignant depictions of naval warfare in cinema. The Dam Busters, 1955. Few military operations during World War II captured the imagination like the daring Dam Busters raid. In The Dam Busters, director Michael Anderson brings to life one of the most audacious and successful operations of the British Air Force during the war: the bombing of the dams in the Ruhr Valley. The film's genius lies not in the action sequences alone, but in the meticulous portrayal of the planning, innovation, and leadership that went into Operation Chastise. British scientist Barnes Wallis, portrayed in the film by Michael Redgrave, designed the famous bouncing bombs that would skip across the water to strike the dams. What makes the Dam Busters so remarkable is its focus on the technical precision and collaboration required to pull off such a risky mission. It's not just about the heroics of the pilots, but also about the ingenuity behind their weapons and the immense challenges they faced, from the dangers of low-level flying to the ticking clock of enemy defenses. The film also dives into the human aspect, capturing the camaraderie, tension, and emotional strain that these men experienced. Despite the drama and excitement of the mission itself, the film never loses sight of the human cost, showing the devastating consequences of such high-stakes warfare. The Dam Busters stands out as a quintessential British war film, both in its historical accuracy and its stirring portrayal of teamwork, courage, and sacrifice. It's a masterpiece that's as emotionally resonant as it is thrilling. A Matter of Life and Death, 1946. The Matter of Life and Death is not your typical war film. Directed by the iconic duo of Michael Powell and Emmerich Pressburger, this movie blends fantasy, romance, and a striking commentary on the impact of war on the human soul. The film begins with the near-death experience of RAF pilot Peter Carter, who, after his plane is shot down, finds himself standing before a celestial tribunal. The twist? He was supposed to die, but due to a clerical error, he is sent back to life. What follows is a breathtaking exploration of life, death, and the moral and emotional struggles faced by those who have seen the horrors of war. A Matter of Life and Death is beautifully shot, with the contrasting use of Technicolor for earthly scenes and black and white for the celestial sequences, visually representing the stark difference between life on Earth and the afterlife. The film's war element isn't just the backdrop. It serves as the catalyst for the emotional and philosophical questions about what it means to live and die in a world scarred by conflict. It's a deeply human film, showcasing the profound psychological scars war leaves on those who survive. The protagonist's battle to prove his worthiness to return to life becomes a metaphor for the struggles that every soldier faces after coming home. It's one of the most unique and thought-provoking films to emerge from World War II cinema, offering an emotional journey that is both personal and universal, transcending traditional war film narratives. The Longest Day, 1962. In the cinematic world, few films capture the epic scale of warfare, like The Longest Day, which takes on the immense task of depicting D-Day, the pivotal Allied invasion of Normandy, on the 6th of June 1944. What sets this film apart is its remarkable ambition. It doesn't just focus on one side or one perspective, but encompasses the full breadth of the operation, from the chaos of the beaches to the strategic planning behind the landings. The film's brilliance lies in how it portrays the intersection of military strategy with personal sacrifice, showing both the leadership and the ordinary men on the front lines. Its massive ensemble cast, which includes a mix of British, American, and German actors, reflects the international scope of the operation, offering viewers a balanced, multifaceted narrative. The battle scenes are breathtaking, capturing the scale of the landing in a way that few films have been able to replicate, while never losing sight of the human cost of the invasion. The Longest Day is immersive not just in its action sequences, but in its focus on the individual lives impacted by war. The sense of fear, bravery, and confusion felt by soldiers on both sides of the conflict is palpable, making it one of the most emotionally charged war films of all time. While the film never shies away from the grim reality of D-Day, it also celebrates the courage and determination of those involved. Its stunning visuals, historical accuracy, and emotional depth have made it a timeless classic that continues to resonate with audiences, serving as a poignant reminder of the sacrifices made to secure freedom during one of history's darkest chapters. The Red Beret, 1953. For anyone interested in the courage and resilience of Britain's elite airborne forces during World War II, the Red Beret stands as a quintessential depiction of the British paratrooper's life. The film focuses on a group of soldiers who undergo the brutal training necessary to earn the prestigious Red Beret, a symbol of the airborne units. While it may not be as widely recognized as other British war films, the Red Beret has earned a place as a standout portrayal of the psychological and physical demands placed on paratroopers. The film is a raw, gritty look at the lives of these men as they navigate the trials of grueling training, brutal combat, and the constant fear of death that looms over their every mission. What's truly striking about the Red Beret is its portrayal of the emotional and psychological toll of being part of such an elite fighting force. The soldiers are pushed to their limits physically, mentally, and emotionally, yet they endure, driven by an unshakable sense of duty and brotherhood. The story is told with a sense of realism that captures the intensity and rigor of training, showing the individual struggles of soldiers as they come to terms with their roles in the war. While the film does explore themes of fear and doubt, it also highlights the incredible courage required to succeed in one of the most dangerous and demanding military units. The film's unflinching look at the sacrifices made by these men and the bond that forms between them makes it a timeless tribute to the spirit of the airborne forces. The Battle of the River Plate, 1956. War films often focus on the chaos and heroism of land battles, but the Battle of the River Plate is a brilliant and unique exception. It stands out as one of the few films to focus on naval combat, telling the story of the first major naval engagement between the British Royal Navy and the German Kriegsmarine in World War II. The film recounts the dramatic clash between the British cruisers HMS Ajax, HMS Achilles, and the German pocket battleship Admiral Graf Spee in December 1939, off the coast of South America. What makes the Battle of the River Plate so captivating is not just the fierce action at sea, but the tension that builds around the strategic decisions made by both sides. The German commander, Captain Hans Langsdorff, is portrayed as a man caught between duty to his country and the inevitable reality of defeat, while the British officers wrestle with the pressure of achieving a victory far from home. The film is an excellent example of understated heroism, focusing on the leadership, strategy, and courage required to face off against an overwhelming enemy. It's a film that gives audiences an insightful look into naval warfare, offering a rare focus on the intellectual and tactical aspects of battle that often get overshadowed by explosions and gunfire in other war films. The film's authenticity, historical accuracy, and depiction of strategic thinking have made it a classic, standing as a testament to the quiet heroism of those who fought in the unseen naval theaters of World War II. These films, often overshadowed by larger World War II narratives, offer a profound look at the personal sacrifices, strategic brilliance, and unsung heroism that defined the British war effort. From gripping naval engagements to the raw human stories of soldiers and civilians, each one reveals untold truths. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more deep dives into these forgotten classics.